There we go. Welcome to the second annual Young Men United High School graduation. My name is Jabari Bodrick, and I have the privilege of working with our fine Young Men United program. It's been a busy day for Young Men United. We started off at the State House. We were invited by our keynote speaker today, Mr. Jermaine Johnson, Representative Dr. Jermaine Johnson, to the State House. We really appreciated that. We were acknowledged at the State House, took some pictures, spent some time at a law firm downtown, hearing from leaders in Richland County, and then we transitioned to City Hall. It's been a very full day, so the book ended with this high school graduation has really been made it very full and very, feel very blessed to be involved. With that said, I'll invite Mr. Ivan Larrimore today, who will introduce our speaker.
Good evening. Dr. Jermaine Johnson is a community activist, avid volunteer, and public servant representative representing South Carolina House District 52. Representative Johnson uses his skills on the basketball court to earn a full scholarship to the College of Charleston. After graduating with a bachelor's degree in communications, he continued his athletic career and was drafted into the NBA Developmental League and went on to play for various teams abroad. During his professional playing career, Jermaine continued his education, pursuing and attaining and graduating a graduate degree in project management and a doctoral degree in organizational leadership. He retired from basketball in 2015. Upon returning home to South Carolina, Representative Johnson found New Economic Beginning Foundation Incorporated, a nonprofit workforce development organization that provides employment and life skills, building assistance, and undeserving citizens in Richland County. Representative Johnson is an entrepreneur and the owner of Dream Consulting Firm, current professor at Millens Technical College. He is a member and deacon of St. John's Baptist Church, Hopkins, South Carolina, the Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, and is a master mason at Capital City Lodge 47. He resides in Hopkins, South Carolina, with his lovely wife, Dr. Evan Patrice Johnson, and 4 children, Jermaine Jr., Chloe, Kobe, and Carrie. Without further ado, we will have my brother come up here, Dr. Jermaine Johnson.
All right, good evening, everybody. All right, so it has been a full-on day, And I tell y'all, I'm tired. I'm tired. We've been up early this morning, and I wanted to honor the organization today and have them at the State House to recognize them for the great work that they're doing and to let them to see the possibilities that are sitting in their futures. I wanted these young men to be able to see somebody who looked like them, who spoke like them, who comes from the same sort of background that they have, so that they can know that they can be me when they get older. And we did that, and I wanted to create a program so that they can understand what civic engagement looks like. And I was honored to be able to have that small part with what they were doing on today. So during the entire day, I was running between hanging out with them and then back to the State House to go push the buttons for voting, and then I was running back downtown, and then I had to come back again and then do some more. So I'm just now leaving the State House, ripping and running, trying to get over here to hang out with y'all a little bit more today. So I'm excited to be here, and I'm extremely honored to be here today. And when they asked me to say a few words, I said I have just the story for these young men because I understand what they're going through. And I know a few of them personally, as well as knowing their parents as well. And I understand what's happening in the future and the current present of the lives of some of these young men. And let me go ahead and give y'all my life story because I believe it's going to resonate in the lives of some of these young men that are out here. So if any of y'all out here right now, if you remember what was going on in the 1980s, now some of these young men, they looking and they like, man, that's an old man right there, right? It's an old man up there. You got some gray hairs on his head. But then some of the older folks in here, they're like, man, you still wet behind the ears. You still a young man. You still a young whippersnapper right there. You don't know nothing yet. But if you know what was happening in the 80s was the crack epidemic. And I lived and I was born in Los Angeles, California, right where the crack epidemic was really hitting hard. And during that time, it ravaged my family. It came through my family. And when my family got clean from the drug epidemic that was happening out there, they traded one addiction for another. And that addiction that they traded for was gambling. And when they traded that addiction for gambling, what happened was it created a real life hardship in my life. So I want everybody to think back about the very first memory of your life. The very first memory of your life. Some of y'all are thinking about learning how to ride your bicycle. Some of y'all are thinking about learning how to write in cursive or learning how to do certain things in your life. But the very first memory of my life, I was waking up early in the morning and I heard a scream coming from down the hall. And it was my older brother. My older brother was screaming because my father was disciplining my older brother. He had been skipping school. And as a young man, you know, I'm being nosy and I creep down the hall to kind of see what's going on. And I see my dad disciplining my older brother. And like a regular kid, I don't want to be next. So let me mind my business. So I kind of turn around, creep back into the bed, and I go to sleep. And I remember waking up the next morning, and I could see my brother walking down the street. And I'm like, man, I wonder where he's going. But this would be the last time that I would ever see my brother. See, my brother ran away from home then. And when he ran away from home, the person who helped him to run away from home actually shot him and killed him. Shot him in his back. That's the very first memory of my life. It was birthed out of trauma. And when my father and my parents, when they got clean, that whole gambling situation took place. And when it comes with gambling, what happened is they ended up bankrupting us a lot. So most of my upbringing, I lived in motels. I lived in a Travel Lodge. I lived in a Motel 6. I lived in this place called an Evergreen place that was filled with drugs, infested with prostitution, seeing all types of things. And I've been told more than plenty of times in my life that I fit the description. I've been behind those walls. I've been handcuffed. I've had all those different situations that have happened in my life. But I played basketball a little bit. And because I played basketball, I had an AAU basketball coach that took a liking and he said, Jermaine, we got to get you out of this environment. See, because before then, I attended 7 different high schools in my life. 7 different high schools. My freshman year of high school, I had a 0.8 GPA. I saw so much. I used to live at friends' houses. I slept on couches. I was all by myself on holidays and things like that. But basketball is what saved my life. And because my AAU coach said, we got to get you out of here, he sent me to a school in upstate New York. And when I went to the school in upstate New York, I saw stars for the first time. I had never seen stars before. See, coming from where I come from, you see smog and all those other things. And I was like, man, what's those things in the sky? They was, man, there was stars. I said, oh my God, there's that many stars in the galaxy? Had no idea. That's where I saw snow for the first time. It's like, man, what's that cold white stuff on the ground? It's like, man, you ain't never seen snow? I ain't never seen snow before. Teammates threw me out in the snow. It's like, man, this stuff cold, man. I'm like, I don't deal with this type of stuff. But also, this is where I saw people dressed up in shirts and ties and coats for the first time. I had never seen anybody dressed up, these young men here today. And that's where I really saw that and learned and understood that my reality, what I was coming from, was not the norm for everybody. It was not supposed to be like that for my life. And that's when I really started to, when life really started to click for me. And I ended up getting a scholarship to go play basketball at the College of Charleston after I graduated. And I remember the day I got my SAT scores and I knew I was going to college. Man, I was running around campus screaming at all the teachers saying, I'm going to college. I was so excited because I knew I wasn't going to have to go back to what I was going through. I knew I wouldn't have to go back to my environment. I ended up getting a scholarship to go play basketball at the College of Charleston. And when I got down there, it was still difficult. I was considered an emancipated student. because I didn't have any type of guidance. I didn't have any type of, funding. I was just there on my own. So when my teammates were going home for Thanksgiving and Christmas, I was in the dorm room. When they were going home for summertime, I was either in summer school, sleeping in the locker rooms. When they were doing certain things, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do and where I was going to go and where I was going to sleep. I was a homeless college student. But I ended up still graduating from the College of Charleston, despite all of that. I met my wife down there. She was my girlfriend there, but I met my now wife down there. I ended up getting drafted to go play basketball in the NBA D-League. And then from there, I played basketball in Brazil, Canada, Portugal, and Mexico. And in 2015, I had another older brother who was a fantastic basketball player as well. And he made some mistakes in his life. And he ended up going to jail for 6 years. And when he came home, I got him an opportunity to get a tryout with a team that I was playing with in Mexico at the time. And my coach flew him out there. And they gave him the tryout. And he actually made the team when he got out there. They kept him out there. Now, if you know anybody who's been to jail for a little while, you know they have some pent-up aggression. So he was out there like just kind of running crazy out there with all the women. He had some babies, but he found a woman he fell in love with. He ended up getting married. And they got married and they settled down. And one day after a game in 2015, I had just lost a game. And I was sitting outside my apartment. And I got a phone call from a friend. And he said, "Jermaine, what's going on?" I said, "Man, just, trying to figure out how we just lost this game last night." And he said, "I don't know how to tell you this, man, but your brother died last night." I was like, "Man, stop playing with me, man. Like, stop playing with me." Said, "I wouldn't play with you like that, man. Your brother died last night, along with 4 other people. 5 people total had gotten into a car accident in Mexico, and they all passed away." And I had to fly from where I was at in this country to another part of this country to go identify my brother's body along with 4 other of my friends. That was the last year I played basketball. I retired from basketball that year. I said I needed to come home, I needed to be with my wife, I needed to be with my children, and I needed to really give back. So when I got home, I was lost. All I knew was basketball my entire life. All I knew was survival. And I got here, but I knew that I was a leader. I was a leader. So I got involved with a whole bunch of stuff that was happening here. And that's how I ended up meeting Ivan Larrymore. So I went to go work for an organization called the Millis Fatherhood Coalition. And I was helping a lot of men become better fathers in the lives of their children. And I got another young man a job. I was able to convince my boss to give him a job. And one day, he came to work and he was upset. And I said, "Man, what's going on?" He said, "Man, I just been stopped 3 times in 3 days by the police here. They searched me. They didn't give me a ticket or a warning. They just let me go." And I said, "Man, did you report that?" He said, "Nah, we don't do those types of things in my community. Because if we report those things, we end up with a target on our back and ended up coming to bother us and coming to look for us." I said, "Man, well, that's not right." Coincidentally, we were having an event in my community about bridging the gap between young people and the police officers. And I go to this event, and there's a podium just like this, and I go up there because the police they're patting themselves on the back, talking about, "We don't have these type of problems in our community. We do community policing. We build relationships in our community." And it didn't sit right with me because I had just talked to this young person who said what he said about the situation. And I stood up there and I said, "Listen, sir, y'all say y'all don't have this type of problem." They're like, "No, we don't have this type of problem. We don't do this." And I'm in my 20s at this time. And I said, "Well, you're lying to me because a young person just told me y'all stopped him 3 times in 3 days, you searched him and let him go. And he told me why he did what he did, why he did not report it." And I went on to chastise these police officers. And to my surprise, after I got done, I got a standing ovation. I was like, "Oh my God, I don't know what's going on here." But on my way out of this event, I get a tap on my shoulder. And I turn around, and this gentleman, he's standing there, he says, "Jermaine, you are exactly what we need. You're a young person. These young people, they look up to you. You are a leader." And this person was State Representative Joe Neal. And if anybody knows who Joe Neal was, he was an original man. He was a man's man. And he was instrumental in getting the Confederate flag taken off of our dome. He became my mentor that day. He's the one who taught me about politics. He took me under his wing and encouraged me to do great things. And we got together about creating an event for young people and the police officers. And on a Friday, we were meeting and talking about this event. And I remember it like it was yesterday. On Monday, I got a call, said, hey man, Joe Neal passed. And I went on to do everything in his honor after that. And I became a part of the Richland County Recreation Commission as the youngest on that commission. And then in 2020, I was working for a presidential candidate by the name of Andrew Yang. And I was looking at the representation that I had in my community, who was standing up for the young people. And I looked at my daughter. My daughter was 7 years old at the time. And I looked at the person who was currently representing my area. And I said, what does this he was 83 years old. I said, what does this 83-year-old man have in common with my 7-year-old black daughter? I said, he can't give and provide my daughter the inspiration or the acknowledgement or the know-how and the pathway for a future that he literally was not going to be a part of. And that's when I said I have to run for office to represent these people who feel like they don't see themselves in government. And to my surprise, actually to nobody's surprise, honestly, they thought that I was an underdog. They said I was too young to run for office. They said I was too inexperienced to run for office. They said I was too black to run for office. They said I was too disrespectful to challenge the individual who I challenged to run. See, this individual was a 22-year incumbent. And who was this young guy with the unmitigated gall, the audacity to stand up and to challenge somebody who's been there for 22 years? How dare you? They said I was disrespectful for doing this. But I said, it's just time for a new generation. It's time for somebody who looks like the young people so they can see some inspiration, so they know that they can do something great in this life. And I got out there, and if you see my campaign signs, they all say Dr. Jermaine Johnson on them. See, I only put doctor on those signs because they said I was too young. They said I was too inexperienced. So I had to show them that I was actually a little older than what they thought I was, that I had a little bit more experience than what they thought I had. And when I ran, and everybody thought that I would never win this race, I ended up getting 77% of the vote. 77% of the vote. So I ended up winning in a landslide. And if you understand what I'm talking about here, what happened was I became the first black and the youngest to represent my district. We made history. We made history by not listening to what others had to say. And I truly believe what God has for you is for you. And can't no man tell you any different. So just to tell you my story in a nutshell, I went from homeless to the State House. I went from homeless to Deacon, Dr. State Representative Jermaine Johnson. I went from a place where nobody thought I would ever do anything in my life to standing before you here today. I've achieved so much in my life. And if I could tell my 6-year-old self anything, I will wipe the tears from my 6-year-old's eyes. And I will tell myself, it's gonna be all right. And I wanna tell y'all young people here today, I don't care what your parents say. I don't care what your teacher says. See, my 5th grade teacher told me I would never be anything but a gangster. She told me and my mother that to our face. So I don't care what your parents say. I don't care what your teacher says. I don't care what your friends say. I don't care what anybody says to you about not believing in you. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I believe in you. And if you want to know that it's possible, I want you to look at me as a shining example that it doesn't matter your background, Doesn't matter where you come from. Doesn't matter about anything that anybody else says. You can be me. You can be as great as I am. You will be better than me. You will be greater than me because, see, back then I didn't have a Jermaine Johnson to talk to me. I didn't have any of that. But I made it my life's mission to be the Jermaine Johnson that I needed for you all. So you all can be a shining example of what you can do and who you will be in the future. And I'm telling you right now that not only do I need you to be successful, all of your supporters in this room right now need you to be successful. We need you to be successful. We are depending on you to be successful. And we know you will be successful. So the lesson that I really want to leave y'all with is understand that your past does not define your future. Where you come from does not matter. And failure is not final. Your goals and dreams and aspirations will always be possible. And success is only measured by you continuing to move forward. As long as you don't give up, as long as you don't quit, you are successful. Understand that people, when they're trying to get rid of these addictions, every day not succumbing to that addiction is a successful day. Every day that y'all continue to move forward towards those goals that you have set for yourself is a successful day. Understand that there are people like me out here who are rooting for success, who are rooting for you, who have open door policies and want to see you be great. So if anybody in here in this room didn't tell you anything special today, I want to let you know right now that I love you. If you didn't hear today that you got love, I'm telling you today right now that I love you. If nobody told you today that they believed in you, I'm telling you today that I believe in you. And I'm telling you today that I support each and every last one of you. So go forward, be great. Congratulations on everything you've achieved. Y'all look good. I love the ties. I love the suits. And I want to let y'all know that you will always and forever have a supporter in me. God bless.
Thank you for that message, Dr. Johnson. So our graduation is a little bit different than what you all are going to experience at Colonial Life in a few weeks. So feel free to make as much noise as you like when the young men come on to the stage. We do ask that you not block our wonderful videographers and photographers. We want to make sure we capture all the moments, but please be as loud as you'd like. When we're going to go in alphabetical order. Matthew Blocker. Malachi Butler. Eric Dukes isn't currently here. Anthony Edmonds. Montrez Freeman. Jaden Henderson. Dion Hofer Savage. Darius Hopkins. Matthew Hopkins. Jazir Huff. Cameron Jamerson. Jeremiah Johnson. Sean Johnson. Demas Limehouse. Deshaun Montgomery. James Pearson. Sterling Reese. Jaquan Scott Alston. Joshua Simon. Akeem Staley. Kelvin Vereen. Brandon Williams. Philip Williams. Aaron Myers. Please give all of our graduates a round of applause. We're now going to welcome Sarah Fawcett, President and CEO of United Way of the Midlands, to the front.
Well, good evening, everybody. And actually, I think it might even better to say great evening, everyone. What a wonderful evening this is. I am Sarah Fawcett. I'm President and CEO of United Way of the Midlands, and I want to welcome, or add my welcome to our young men, to our families that are here, our mentors, our elected officials, educators, and friends. It is truly an honor to stand before you tonight as we celebrate the second class of Young Men United that are graduating from high school, a group of bright, determined, and extraordinary young leaders who represent not only the promise of our community, but the future as well. We want to say that this is a recognition of your graduation from high school. You are not graduating from Young Men United yet. We are going to continue to stick with you until you have successfully entered the workforce, and I know that that is going to happen for each and every one of you, no matter what path you decide to take. So, congratulations on your upcoming graduation from high school. Today is more than just a ceremony, though. This is a milestone as well. You've shown that what is possible when talent meets determination, when support meets opportunity, and when you are given the space to lead, to grow, and to thrive. And at United Way, we are very proud to walk alongside you in this journey. Young Men United was created not just as a program, but as a movement. Starting in the 10th or 11th grade, this initiative provides a foundation of support, guidance, and resources to uplift and empower these young men to reach their fullest potential. And today, all of you embody that mission. But you also represent something larger than yourself. Just 1 year ago, we proudly celebrated 17 high school graduates in our inaugural Young Men United class, and tonight we honor the 24 of you. That is more than just a number, that is a symbol of momentum, of momentum and the impact that this program is building. It's a testament to your hard work, your dedication, and your commitment, as well as the unwavering support of your parents, guardians, mentors, our staff, and our partners. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge our staff of Young Men United. If Dr. Bodrick and his staff could please stand, and I'd like us to give them some appreciation for all of their hard work. We also have a committee of advisors that have stood behind you the entire way. They offer us guidance, support. They offer us varying perspectives. They offer ideas, and they are here for you, even if you don't know who they are. If you are on our Young Men Advisory Committee, would you please stand and be recognized? And there are also some incredible community supporters that are behind you as well. Colonial Life, which is, Colonial Life Arena, there really is a big company behind that, and Colonial Life is the founding partner of Young Men United. They approached us 3 years ago. We didn't have to go to them and ask. They heard about this idea called Young Men United. They came to us and said, we want to be your founding partner. And they made an incredible 6-figure investment in Young Men United to get us started. The Michael J. Mungo Foundation also did the same thing. They saw what was happening at our first 2 high schools, at Richland Northeast and at Eau Claire High School, and they said they want to be a part of it. And for those of you that are graduating from Irmo High School, it is because of the Michael J. Mungo Foundation providing the support for us to be able to start the program there. So we are very, very grateful for all of our supporters. They are in your program, and I encourage you to take a look at them. So some of you are headed to college, others directly into the workforce. Some of you are going to serve your country or embark on other paths that are going to lead to meaningful contributions within your communities and beyond. And whatever path you choose, the journey does not end, as I said earlier, with tonight's graduation ceremony. Young Men United continues to support these young men as they move through their chosen post-secondary pathways and all the way into their transition into the workforce. This ongoing commitment ensures that they are equipped with the resources and the guidance that they need to navigate the complexities of their career and beyond. But beyond your academic achievements, each of you has played a critical role in shaping this program's future. Your contributions, your feedback, your willingness to lead is helping to make Young Men United stronger and more meaningful for the cohorts that will come after you. So you're not just graduates, you're also trailblazers. And to the families, to our staff, to our mentors, please, if each one of these young men has a mentor, mentorship is a key to the success of this program. If you are a Young Men United mentor, would you please stand and be recognized? So, to family members, to our staff, to mentors, thank you for standing beside these young men, for guiding them, encouraging them, and reminding them of their worth. You are valuable. You are valuable today. You will be valuable as you prepare for the next phase of your life. You will be valuable contributors in this world. We are proud of who you are today, and we are proud of who you are becoming. So I offer my heartfelt congratulations on each one of you for graduating from high school. The world eagerly awaits what's next for you. Your journey has just begun, and we are incredibly proud of you. Thank you all very much.
All right, these young men look great in their suits, and so we got these suits custom made from Imperial Custom Clothiers. Is Willie, are you in the building? You stand up for us, please, brother. We picked the actual shade of blue, but the inside, everyone has a different inside and a nice little message on the inside. Willie made sure it was church appropriate and workplace appropriate. So ask the young men to open their coats and they can show you what they have. We work with a lot of in-school liaisons, is what we call them. They're either teachers or principals, social workers. So if you're here representing a Young Men United partner school, that'd be Columbia, Eau Claire, Richland Northeast, please stand up. Irmo, please stand up. Thank you. We also have two very significant partners, both the Salvation Army of the Midlands and the Columbia Urban League, who help us out. The Columbia Urban League with our programming and our college and career readiness access, and the Salvation Army with our family support. So if you're here representing the Columbia Urban League or the Salvation Army of the Midlands, please stand and be recognized. So as we transition to the end of the meeting, just know that we're going to get lots of pictures with these young men. So before they go to you all, we want to get pictures of them here. Dinner will be served. I'm not really good at giving directions, but if you came out here and made a right, my right, that's where the food will be. It'll be in to-go boxes, but you're welcome to stay and eat if you'd like. Thank you all for being here today. We really appreciate it. While we're waiting, the young men are also getting some really nice leather bags that you'll see as they walk out, along with some custom Young Men United scarves. I know we don't get real winter here in South Carolina, but the scarves are nice, and so on the 2 or 3 days we can wear a scarf, they'll have them.